Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Major Minor. Let's get the ball rolling here. I'll load the save. There we go. It's a little touchy. What should I ask him? Don't always have the ability to ask every question. Oh, so I must have left off here, or did I fail to save? I can't recall now. What is the arc? What else we got here? Who are you exactly? More about this power, and what are the midnight deaths? I am a little more curious on what that is over some of my other options here. So maybe I should do that as my first choice. Let's ask, what is the arc? Decide to ask him what the arc is. I mean, that's the first thing that came to mind. There has to be some sort of explanation. Anything to make this place less weird. Interesting choice, though I'm not sure what to say. Hard to explain in a way you would understand. I don't mean to belittle your intelligence. It would just be a very foreign concept. Takes a few moments to think. Is it really that hard to explain? I look around once more and decide that it probably is. I appear to be frozen in space. Yet, I can move? Not only that, but I can speak in here as well. With everything I've been taught, that's impossible. There is more to Earth than you realize, or the rest of the planets, for that matter. Your current understanding is limited. You think a physical spot is absolute. No two things can exist in the same spot. But this is not the case at all. Many things exist in the same spot as Earth. Right there, existing alongside you, but at the same time impossible to touch. There are many worlds that share this space. In fact, there are an infinite number, each inhabiting its own astral plane. Some of those planes are even empty, but many are home to wonderful worlds. The Ark is simply one of these places. Every plane has its own laws. They all work in different ways. Their flow of time is even different. The Ark exists in a very special plane. Normally, space is a void of nothingness, but here we can navigate it and speak. It's quite simple, really. Simple, huh? But the Ark is special for another reason. The flow of time here is almost non-existent. Time moves rather fast on Earth. To come to a place like this, well, you'd be near mortal. That is why I've made the Ark my home. I have all the time in the world here. I'll be able to achieve all of my goals. That, and I'm kind of bound here. But that does not touch on your question. And I'm afraid that's all the time I have. I hope you are satisfied with my answer. Truthfully, it was a little much to take in, but in spite of the recent events, I feel relaxed. It was nice to get the honest truth. Before now, he was vague and dodgy. Now that I've answered your question, we have to discuss the real issue here. The reason why I brought you to the Ark? It's quite simple, really. Another world wants to take you, by means of an ominous ritual. They've been trying to summon you for days. I think they can sense the power I gave you. I've been able to intercept them, however. That's why you've been brought to the Ark. I shift your trajectory and take you here. This is so I can try and learn their intent. We wouldn't want your power to be abused. I've even sent them random Earthlings. It takes a lot of power to bring you here. I need to foil them with other methods. I didn't want them to take you. At least not until I knew why. Does this make sense to you at all? Barely. If you and the power were to be abused, It could throw the universe into disarray. I don't want that to happen again. Last time it happened should be the last. That makes more sense. He takes a look at his surroundings. I see a hint of regret and remorse on his face. But the more I interrupt the ritual, the more I realize I'll never know. I can't figure out why they want you. So this time, I'll let them succeed. I wanted to keep you on Earth, for observation purposes, of course. But now that will not be possible. Many worlds are going to want you. Your power can save them or destroy them. You'll be caught up in many affairs. We must hope they seek your power for good. Many will use it to nefarious ends. Perhaps after helping this world, we can do good for other worlds as well. Wait, he's sending me to another world? Just like that? That's not right. Am I even able to survive on another planet? His explanation only puts more questions in my head. Do not worry. I'll still watch over you. If anything traumatic happens, just relax. I'll bring you back in the face of danger. Remember that you are cared for. I will not let any harm befall you. I consider you a ray of hope, my agent of fate. Without another word, he snaps his fingers loudly, and I feel a rush of inertia. Did I only get to ask one question? This isn't right. Nothing about this is right. I'm finally pushed over the edge and start to panic. Clace was dead. I was cursed with a power I didn't ask for. Power that could either save or destroy worlds. This was... Before I can continue, my entire body feels pain, like the first time I was here, on a much larger scale. I try to focus on my breathing, but even that causes me more pain than I can handle. It feels like a paper cut. But on every fiber of my being, I'm getting torn apart at a level less than molecular. But then shortly after, I feel nothing. And I find myself in a forest. I'm quickly thrown against a nearby tree, like I was traveling incredibly fast. I land on the ground and grip my head in pain. The pain radiates harshly with my heartbeat, which to say the least was incredibly fast. I lost track of time, but eventually it subsided. As I'm lucid again, I quickly re-examine my surroundings. Feels like everything is moving faster than normal. The swaying leaves look as if they're in a hurricane, but my perception of time quickly returns to normal. That was odd. It's like when you look at a clock, sometimes the second hand moves faster for a moment. I take a few steps around but can't find any balance. Quickly stumble over and brace myself against a tree. On a tree. What's going on? It feels like I'm drugged. I fall to my knees, embracing the tree. Otherwise, I'd be eating a face full of grass. I start to wonder just where I've ended up, but I can only think of where I'm not. Something tells me I'm a long way from home. The anxiety of that fact completely overpowers me. Any semblance of curiosity I had was utterly destroyed. I sulk in some sort of otherworldly homesickness. Here I am, stuck on the soil of a foreign planet. He said I'd be brought back in the event of trauma. Was this experience not traumatic enough? And what if something traumatic doesn't happen? Will I ever see Earth again? Will I ever experience the aftermath of Clace's death? Those weren't the type of things I wanted to see, but it was definitely my right to see them. I feel like this arc has robbed me blind of my future. What if I don't want this power? I guess I don't even have a say in the matter. I'm simply forced to help against all of my wishes. What else would I be forced to do? Will I ever truly be myself again? You'll get back to where you came from. Huh? I know what it's like to be far from home. And this may be the farthest you'll ever be. But you'll get back. I know it. He kneels down beside me and wraps an arm around me. He rests a hand under my arm and lifts me up slowly. It's very easy to lose your way, especially when others want to use you. They put their own path before your own. He holds me up and I limp alongside him. Who is he? Is he the guy that was conducting the ritual? If so, I don't sense any nefarious intent. He seems very wise. He's put me at ease, just like the man in the ark. I feel my desperation brought you here. Perhaps some of that despair assaulted you. If that is so, I apologize. Your burden should be yours alone to carry. The journey to bring you to Terra, it was not an easy one to complete. It was filled with failure and compromise. Terra? Is that where I am? Conrad. It worked. Is that so? How can you tell? It's not like we had an artist's depiction. I know this is the one. And how do you know that, Endymion? I can feel it. Just trust me. Alright, I'll play along. King Velasquez will be very pleased. I feel like I'm finally able to stand on my own. I gently push aside this Endymion in a polite manner. I explain my situation. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know who they are or who this king is. Very well. You deserve an explanation. At least it's the best that I am able to provide. This is Terra. It's a peaceful world. In fact, we haven't had war for centuries. This is thanks to the immortal king. He's ensured that Terra is a utopia. But unfortunately, that attracts people. There's so many that want to come here. We're victim to our kindness and charity. Back it up a second. Immortal king? Yeah, he got lucky. Managed to find a world that suits him. It's a complicated thing, the flow of time. Immortality isn't something I'd want. But I guess it works for him. He's able to get lots of stuff done. Every world experiences time differently. Many worlds are in sync, or very close. But if you find that one special world, the one where time's flow differs vastly, well, let's put it this way. You might be lucky enough to live forever. Or you shrivel and die of old age. Our King Velasquez? He found Terra. A world where time flows very slowly to him. This is why he's been able to live so long. Well, I think Indy is trying to say, it's a good thing you're not dead right now. Your world must flow similarly to Terra. But I guess it's a trade-off. Some people might enjoy a shorter life, especially on Terra, where it's safe. It's true. A day of happiness could be desirable. Over a life of war in another world, I mean. World travel is very risky in that regard. Fortunately for you, you're safe, along with those that came instead of you. Instead of me? We tried to bring you here many times. We also failed to bring you here many times. Meaning, we brought over the wrong person. We had to continue trying, though. Velasquez was very eager to get you here. Made sure we did the ritual every day. But not just every day. We had to do it at the same time as well. Same time every day, huh? That sounds familiar. Don't worry, the others are safe. We gave them to one of the local lords. He helped them immigrate to Terra properly. Well, let's not jump to conclusions. The lord is known as Lord Player. He has an open hatred for immigrants, so we really can't speak to their safety. He could have killed them for all we know. Conrad, don't be so daft. Either way, Lord Player has the others. He's running for mayor, and winning. And mayor is the step below king. That's kind of a strange system there. So Velasquez now sees him as a valid threat. I guess that's where we come in. We are part of why Terra is so peaceful. We're a private unit funded by Velasquez. We do the things he can't publicly do. Well, I guess you'd call it dirty work. Though no one is supposed to know that. You shouldn't speak so openly, Conrad. It seems that he's annoyed. Yeah, whatever. We're the Assassins Guild. We have 2 members, student and teacher. I'm the student, of course. Velasquez wants us to ruin Player. We're supposed to destroy his campaign. Terra isn't ready for a new ruler just yet. They'd throw the world into disarray. But Player is getting close to the throne, especially among those who hate immigrants. Action needs to be taken so he doesn't win. Wait, back up a second. Elections? Immigration? Schmear campaigns? Am I sure I'm not on Earth right now? And suddenly I don't think I can trust these two. At least not fully. They seem like bad guys? Either way, I've heard enough about politics for now. I had a huge list of questions that needed answering. For example, why was I brought here? Oh, you still have questions? And we still have a long way to go. Seems like these benefit one another. Follow us, we'll explain on the way. If the walking is too much, let me know. We can always stop to rest if you need it. And with that, we're on to chapter 2. And hopefully a save point. They start to lead me down what appears to be a trail. I seem to know enough about Terra, but not why I'm here. Why do they want to teach me about politics? I can't believe I was brought here for that. They must be only thinking from their angle. It makes sense. They did go through a lot to get me. But now it's my turn for answers. Just keep up the pace. Walking and talking we'll have to do. We're on a strict schedule, you know. King Velasquez wants you by nightfall. That is, on the day the ritual succeeds. I get this feeling that they don't care. I don't think they want to know the what. I think they want to know the why. Isn't that right? I nod furiously. Well, King Velasquez calls you the Savior. Apparently, Terra needs saving. Though I couldn't tell you from what. He was secretive on the matter as well. I just know that he wants you, along with the fact that you're important. He foresees threats like this all the time, so I trust him completely. You're important. Velasquez says history repeats itself. One day he'll agree, another he won't. He flip-flops on a semi-daily basis. But I guess when you're as old as him, you can start to see a pattern in things. But there's no pattern with you. He's never sought help from another world. Guess you're an unknown variant. But I guess sometimes that's what we need. Correct. You're a mystery to me, too. He didn't tell us what power you hold, nor what you'll be saving us from. So if that's what you wanted to know, regretfully, I must plead ignorance. I'm a savior? That's outrageous. I couldn't even do anything to save Clace. Hey, savior, did you catch the hint? Demia wants to know what makes you tick. He wants to know why you're so special. I mean, we did dedicate our lives to you. We deserve to know the reason why. Conrad, don't be so demanding. And don't read into my words like that. Huh. I guess we're both on the same page. We're both on quests and don't know the reason why. We both know I'm the savior, but nothing else. Guess I'd have to get answers from this, king. Not sure they know about the Ark, though. Is Conrad hinting that I should tell them my power? Might not be that a bad idea to gain their... I urge you not to tell us. Oh. If we needed to know, we'd know. Velasquez wouldn't hide it from us. It's something we can wait to learn. You're here for a noble cause. That is something I can guarantee. And that is all I need to know. Do you have anything else to ask? If that's something I can answer, I will. I stop and ponder. What else did I need to know? Seems like they know just as much as I do, though I'm glad they didn't push me for information. I'm not sure that man would want me revealing my power. I know where I am. I know who these men are. I know where we're headed. I guess that should be enough for now. The majority of my questions were about Earth. For example, what happened to Clace? And the rest, I would have to personally ask the king. I submit and shake my head. I guess I just have to wait. Patience will deliver all the answers I require. It shouldn't be much further now. We're making good time. Oh, Endymion, the form. We should probably fill it out now. Right. Form? It's just a standard immigration form. Everybody new to Terra must fill it out. It helps keep track of numbers, but it also gauges your personality. It can help to find you a suitable job. Not that you'll need needing a job. We know you won't be here permanently, but we can't give you any special treatment. To everyone else, you must be an immigrant. We've come here to start your life anew. We can't advertise who you really are. And if Lord Player were to see you with us, well, he'd expect the papers immediately. This is starting to feel more and more like Earth. Perhaps I'm not as homesick now as I was earlier. Demian reaches into his pockets and pulls out a paper, and then what I assume is a Terran writing utensil. After a few moments, he starts to write stuff down. Alcina, Umaya, off to a good start. We know your name. For the rest, just answer honestly. Or not, I guess it's your choice. Conrad looks at me and smirks. I know it seems silly, but laws are laws. And it also beats an awkward silence, especially since we're a long way from town. Yes, we would like to save again. Save here. So, if we load this again, because there was 4 questions. So we can get more achievements if I replay the segment and pick different questions. Since for some reason I wasn't able to ask a second question. So we're gonna load, if I load this, save, yep. And we're gonna pick a different question. We are going to ask, who is he? I have to know who this man is. It makes the most sense to ask this question. He must know who I am, since he gave me this power. Yet here I stand, knowing nothing about him. You want to know who I am? My, that is a vague question. How do you define an identity? Is it a name? A past? One's actions? Is it personality? Or an appearance? Well, if almost any of those are true, then you have a good idea of who I am. You must be inquiring after a name, and perhaps a past, of which you'll learn only one. Where do I start? There are many who call the Ark my home, but there are few who know the real truth. The Ark is my prison. I've been trapped here for, well, I lost count at 1,000 years. But I've been here way longer than that. Though if I could be honest with you, it feels like only seconds have passed. Time can lose its importance, you know, especially when you're not victim to it. Back at home, I would cherish every second, but here, time remains almost frozen. I don't even know what year it is. I can't tell when it's day, nor can I tell when night has come. Yes, this is a method of torture. Temporal deprivation, they call it. I'm able to leave for very short periods, but even this is another method of torture. A small taste of home, brutally torn away. Try not to use that power. It only serves to mock what I'm missing. I must be boring you with this tale of woe. Allow me to explain more relevant things. You might wonder why this is my prison. Well, I inherited substantial power, far more than anyone would call normal. In fact, I'm a threat to the universe. However, you did not ask about this power. I feel I've shared enough about myself, and I'm afraid that's all the time I have. I hope you are satisfied with my answer. Truthfully, it was all a little much to take in, but in spite of the recent events, I feel relaxed. It was nice to get the honest truth. Before now, he was vague and dodgy. He was still kind of vague and dodgy. The other world wants to take you. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty much the same. The same from here. Okay, I want to double check something here real quick. Okay, so there are more questions, and actually, according to this lovely guide that we've been using here, we can apparently hit F5 to restart the game. So it would seem. Because there are 4 questions, and with the guide I'm kind of following, we'd be doing 3 playthroughs. So it's just best to get all these questions answered now, so I don't have to worry about them later. So we're going to ask more about this power. Yes, the burning question in my mind. Why me? There had to be a better candidate. Surely there were those more studious and capable. And what exactly was it? Where did it come from? Where did this power come from? I don't think that question has an answer. It simply moves from one host to another. Epoch after epoch. Or epic after epic? I actually don't know how to say that word. No one knows why. We don't know its origins either. Though yes, I am the current host. I was placed here for containment purposes, in the hopes that its spread would stop. But now I'm straying off topic. This power is, well, let me think. I have to word my explanation carefully. There are an infinite number of planes. Each astral plane has many things. It can have similar words or different. You could call them parallel realities. So yes, there is more than one Earth, each having differences small and large, as well as there being multiple arcs, even though it shares Earth's physical spot. I'm so lost. Think of it like this. Earth is on one layer. The arc is on another. They both share the same physical spot, but they exist on different astral planes. They cannot see or interact with each other. The layers separate them. But let's focus on the layer you are from. This layer itself has multiple realities. An infinite amount of Earths exist here. Each version of the Earth is different, in either very small or very large ways. This can be as minor as what you've eaten, or as large as the governing superpower. The power that I have given to you doesn't really alter reality. You can travel to the world you desire. Some would call you a slider. You can navigate this layer in many ways. Where others are stuck, you are free. A slider. And that is why the power is so dangerous. You could repeatedly destroy worlds. It can throw the universe into disarray. This throws off the balance of layers, not only of the layer you live in, but of all the surrounding layers as well. Of course, you only have a fraction of this. I was unable to give you my full power, but now that you're in the Ark, you've broken into another astral plane. There are even more realities to play with, but you're wondering why I chose you. As the power grew within me, it evolved, or perhaps I achieved a greater prowess. It beckoned to be gifted to other people, but not just any other person. I had to choose very carefully. For a moment, let us lessen our scope. We will focus only on your Earth layer. Push aside everything I have just said. The universe is vast. A large galactic community is at play. There are many trade routes between worlds. Many planets open themselves to immigration. Many planets are hostile. Many planets are friendly. The heart of the matter is this. Every planet is connected in some way. Except for Earth. You inhabit an untouched planet. I hope this doesn't offend you. But if you were to go rogue with the power, only Earth would suffer. Only that layer. I had to choose a resident of Earth. It would contain any possible damage. Kind of like the Ark does for me. A resident of any other planet? Well, the damage could be substantial. So Earth is lucky in that regard. But it is also special in its loneliness. Apologize if I didn't make much sense. I'm still learning the correct terms. Planes, realities, universes. But I did not specifically choose you. My goal was to choose an Earthling. I'm happy with my choice, however. I hope that you can master this power. Many worlds want to seek your aid. We can save them and their realities. We can guide them away from disaster, guide them towards the true history. And I'm afraid that's all the time I have. I hope you're satisfied with my answer. Okay, so there's one more question left to ask him before we continue on with our playthrough. But we're going to be running out of time, so we're going to instead just focus on answering the last question, and then I'll have to end the episode. And the last question is, what are the midnight deaths? Ugh. He had to know what the midnight deaths were. Someone like him just had to. It made sense. He must know all manner of weird things. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh. I've only heard this term twice. Once as I brought you here and just now. Someone on the television said it. That Clace was a victim? I was hoping you'd ask me about the Ark. Or at the very least, about myself. I will have to direct this question to you. Just what are the midnight deaths? Give him a recap of what I was told earlier. People are dying at midnight under mysterious terms. No one knows the cause or just what's going on. That is definitely rather peculiar. Sounds like a serial killer to me. There's definitely a pattern present. And Clace? That's a huge target, no? I wonder if that was their endgame. Maybe the other killings were a test. That's chilling to think about. Sorry for painting that picture. It was just the logical deduction. Yeah, that got kind of dark. And I'm afraid that's all the time I have. I hope you are satisfied with my answer. Truthfully, and we're back to the loop. So we're just gonna restart the game and call the episode here for now. And when we resume, we'll get on to filling out the immigration form and learning more on what's going on and why we have this power and what it's going to be used for. See you all next time.